Yo, the stock market is coming off of a short week and we're heading into December. So what can we anticipate next? We have a potential Christmas rally in our sights. So let's check out the charts and see what's going on. It's stocks and hip hop. If you are new, make sure you smash that like button. Also, get yourself subscribed to the Stocks and Hip Hop channel where we talk about stocks and hip hop. After this, let's discuss what's going on with my man Nas. All right, we got 3 King's Disease albums, and let's see which one is your favorite. All right, let's jump into these stocks, and then we can talk about this hip hop. All right, S&P closed at $4,026.12. All right, so $4,026.12. Let's take a closer look at what we got going on. So the most obvious thing is that we are still in a downtrend. All right, first and foremost, respect to the bounce. Respect due to the bounce. We are coming up and we are getting closer to our 50-day moving average. But do not get it twisted. The 50-day moving average has still been dominant this entire year, and we have not broken above that 50-day. That has been a strong line of resistance, and we are getting closer to it, and we're going to find out what these boys are made of. All right, the bulls have been coming in and taking the reins, but can they remain on top? They need to clear this 50-day moving average. Family, if we do not clear this 50-day moving average, we know what the next move is, and that's likely going to be back down, and we're going to continue what we have been seeing of the lower highs and lower lows. If we get there, this is what we're waiting to see, is that brawl. Who's got the bigger hands? Who's got the best moves? Who has the stamina to withstand the move? If we do not clear that 50-day, you know what it is. We're likely coming back down to that lower low. So all that being said, where we're at right now, where we close, decent close. We can still look for around that 4,100 area is the target. If we do not get there, then we're looking to move back towards that 3,800 area. All right, so that's the S&P. Let's jump over to what we got going on with IWM. The Russell ETF, 185.58. And let's zoom in and see what we got going on. Take a look under the hood, and what do we see? Same scenario. Remember, we are still in a downtrend. 50-day moving average has been dominant. Even though we have come off of the lows once more, which could be a double bottom, this has still got to clear that 50-day moving average. We've started to have our 20-day help us out a little bit and got our back as far as the price is concerned. But that 50-day, let's keep this as the focal point. The 50-day has not been cleared on this index, and we're looking to see if we can finally get some relief by getting over that 50-day moving average. As far as the closes that we recently had, it's not really all that great. Now, we did close lower and then pop back up and respect that 20-day moving average, which is cool. We still have to get over at least this 190 area, which is that recent resistance, which also coincides with that 50-day moving average. So what do we see here? We got to close above 190. And if we do not, then we're likely going to come back down to around that 180 area. So that's IWM. Let's go ahead and dance over to what we got going on for the Dow. Ooh, we're moving. All right. If you like what you heard, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Dow Jones, 34,347.03. So that's $34,347.03. And if we look here, the Dow has been commendable. Although we are in a megaphone pattern, we have to keep an eye out for what can happen here. All right. Last week, we were looking to see if we can get back to around that 34,000 area. We are in that 34,000 area. We're going to see if we have the strength, because this one did power above its 50-day moving average, and we are still on the lookout to see if the other indexes can do the same. The Dow is leading the way, but the others continue to struggle, but we'll check that out. Now that we're here, what can happen? We're going to look to see if they can continue this momentum, because we did close at the highs. And if we do close at highs, chances of continuation are pretty good. We're going to see if they can get it, and if they can, sky's the limit. We have this resistance level here around this 35,500 area. We'll say that 35,500. That's where things started to fall from before. If we can get back up to that height, then we can see if the market can at least pull its bootstraps up with the Dow. All right, now it's the Dow. Lastly, let's check out what we got going on for the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, what you got going on? 11,756 and about 3 cents. All right, so 11,756. So we'll round up about 11,800. We look under the hood. What do we got going on? Still the weakest index. It is still the weakest index. All that back and forth movement for nothing. It's still in basically the same exact spot that it was in last week, where we had an indecisive move. The 20-day moving average continued to be resistance, and we're still under the 50-day over here as well. As far as the close is concerned for this most recent week, we did make a little bit of a move higher. Like I said, we did all that back and forth and didn't even move. It is a little higher. 12,000 is still the target if we do end up getting to that high side. Low side target if we break below around what's that, 11.6. So around 11.6, if we get there, then we're likely going to start to move back down to that 11,000 area. The wrap up here, we have the S&P, we have IWM, the Russell, and we have the Nasdaq. All three still remain under their 50-day moving average. Then we have the Dow. The Dow is the only one remaining strong here, where it's continuing to move higher. And we do have a price target of around 34,000, around at 36,000, I believe is what it was. Either way, the Dow was the strongest, recently closed at its highs, but it's also in a megaphone pattern, and that is a bearish formation, and we're going to look to see which side it will break out on. So all of the indexes right now are in a state right now, exception for the Dow that is looking the strongest. Now let's talk about this, man. Nas is the dude, man. Nas is the one who has come out with 5 albums. All right, we have 3 King's Disease albums and then 2 Magic albums. All right, all of them, in my opinion, are superb albums. All right, but if you got to pick a King's Disease album right now on the spot, with no shade towards the other ones, you're allowed to have a favorite. Which one are you going with? 1, 2, or 3? I'll tell you, I'm still going with 2. King's Disease 2 is still my favorite. Which one is your favorite? If you have a favorite, make sure you throw that in the comments. And I want to give you one good thing right here as far as the stock market is concerned. Let's go back, and I want to show you a special chart of mine. All right, I have showed you my monthly before, but this one is my top secret chart. I go to a 10-year daily chart. All right, a 10-year daily chart. Check this out. What you see here is a ribbon study, and you see a very strong trend of a change. We've gone up a few times. Here's 1, 2, and now we're on a 3rd spike here. We have, once again, this is the 200-day moving average as far as this chart is concerned. Once we've gone below that, there's the point of no return, and I think the market is going to face some headwinds coming into this Christmas. So I mentioned the Christmas rally before, but this here shows that Santa might be Satan. Come back next week. Maybe I have another gem for you. All right, so let's enjoy ourselves the rest of this weekend. Health is wealth. Stay healthy out there. Make sure that you drink your water, get your exercise, and spend time with people that you love. And I'll catch you next time. All right, peace.